Hello and welcome back to Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video as we just wait for this train to pass by. That train is heading back towards West Mersey from Berwick-upon-Tweed. Last time out we were creating what you see in front of you, which is a custom, or more of a custom style, brickwork, so a construction materials plant. It is rather large, much larger than the standard one that you would find in Transports Fever as in its normal, however you'd build it with its prefab. In fact, the prefab one is also contained within this massive structure. Now, I wasn't entirely happy with it, and off camera I've made a few adjustments that I will show you after the intro. But what the idea is today is to try and finish this off with a little bit of detail and then try to get this hooked up with some quarry routes from the two quarries that I pointed out in the last video that were, well, proper quarries, and then one hillside quarry that I might do with trucks as opposed to trains, and see if we can start supplying Berwick-upon-Tweed, at least Berwick-upon-Tweed, in this video, and to see if this works as a concept. I'm not sure if it will. Unfortunately, there's only one way to find out. So I guess we best get started. Make sure you stay tuned for some more construction materials / brickworks plant action with some buildings, some railways, some quarry work, and hopefully only one autosave apart from this one. Okay, so to show you what I've changed since the last video, first off, I figured out that you could just get rid of the wall for this, so I did. Secondly, I added in the original construction materials plants because I'm not sure, after doing some tests, I'm not sure this works quite as well as I want it to. So there is that. Thirdly, I started adding in a little bit more detail on this side. I managed to get this connected up as it's supposed to, so you can see it's all now connected. And I managed to do something fancy with the station, so you can see that the station has lots and lots of lines now. And the idea here is that I'm trying to get this to be in a way where the stone will come in here, for example, and then the bricks will be sort of transported out from here. So that's sort of the way I want to do it. Now I am going to, as I said, there's some work that still needs to be done. One of the things is smooth this out, but obviously I need to lift this area and then perhaps try and level, flatten. Is it flatten? Yeah, it's probably flatten that out to the correct height just here, and then just smooth out this side and this side. I think that might be the best I can manage. Maybe a little bit better. There we go. And the same over here, just to neaten it up just a little, just by doing that sort of thing along here and along here. So that looks pretty good. This area looks okay. Again, I suppose what I need to do is I need to try and use this detailing that we have here around the area, perhaps along here. So I'll go ahead and try that with a little bit of doing this and then a random rotation, do that like so. So it just gives it a little bit more. As you can see, it sort of matches up against it, and then we'll go ahead and paint that as a stone. Maybe rock is what it was. Just bring that strength down, bring that size down, and just start painting up on top of this. I'm not sure if it is this, but I'll have a look as we go through and do things. Let's bring that strength up a little, actually. Just give this a bit of a... There we go. No, it isn't that, is it? Let's go through all of these and try and figure out what it could be. Could it be this? Scree. Aha! It is. It's scree that they're using. Scree mixed with... Yep, that's it. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Perhaps mix that in a little with the rock. So you just get a bit more of this, and then if I just go back with some dirt, not dye, dirt, and just bring this size down all the way and just say, for example, just here, put a bit more. Just open that up a little, just so that it doesn't quite look like everything is just this sort of rocky, all of this scree. There we go. That might, I mean, that probably needs to do I need to do a little bit more on that, but it's a good start. It sort of just builds up the area a little, makes it a little bit more realistic. The other thing I want to do is start adding grass like this in the area, so I need to find this sort of grass, which is not that, it's not that, it's not any of this, it's not that. Is it this one, grass brown? Yes, it is. There you go. So just add some of this grass in here, just mixing it in the area, just to give it a little bit more realism there. And similarly, I think I could probably add some of that grass in this area, and then I'll mix in some other grass, and then I'll add some trees or something in this area too. So we've got this sort of grass along here. There we go. Pretty easily done. Then we'll add some standard grass in. Let's go grass. Just grass green, very little. Just to, yeah, that's what I want to do. Just to add in some of that. I could probably put a little bit more in here. There we go. There we go. So that's starting to, you know, if you're driving along there, that's starting to look a little bit more realistic in that sense. Perhaps adding a bit more of that grass here. Maybe strengthen this up just a little. There we go. Just to give that a better... There we go. That's starting to work a little bit more to my liking, and perhaps a little bit more to what it should be. And that's looking pretty good. So we've sort of matched this as well. So we've got that there. Then what I need to do, what I want to do, should I say, is add some... Let's add some oak trees around this area. Yeah, I'm just going to pop up. Come on. No oak trees? Do you not wish to have oak trees? Apparently not. Right, okay, well, let's do... There we go. Let's just add a few oak trees towards this corner. Not really getting in anybody's way. Just sort of making a point that, hey, look, we're oak trees. We sit here. We live here. There you go. Just in the corner over there. Not in anybody's way. That just gives it a little bit more of a... I mean, overall, I think that is looking pretty good overall. I'll be honest. If I were to go into a mode like this, and then perhaps if I can just get the right angle here, I mean, I would say that's a pretty decent setup. It isn't exactly what I envisaged, what's in my head, unfortunately, but that is just because there are limits to what you can do in Transport Fever, especially when you do not know all the details. I've never done. This is the first time I've done detailing like this, and to be honest, I think I'm doing an okay job. Not the greatest job, but I think I'm doing an okay job. But that is for now a finished construction materials plant. I think I'm going to probably add something along these, something over here perhaps, and maybe some extra things over here. But for now, let's go over here. Let's go right over here and look at how we're going to do this. Now, we have two options. Our first option is these two. We run train lines right the way to this plant over here. We run train lines on both of these all the way down. The second option is we have two quarry lines essentially coming out and connecting up to one station over here, and then that station, from there you run into Berwick upon Tweed's construction materials plant. Now, I think for me getting used to this, I think the first thing I need to do is have the shorter trains running along a quarry line from here to the two quarries. There's also this quarry over here, and I'm not entirely sure how I would go about bringing this line in, but there is also a possibility here to do something. So that's another thing to take into account. But we're going to start with these two. Now, certainly I want a railway down here, so let's go ahead and come up with some sort of, well, that's a passenger station, like a cargo station of some sort. Well, what's this? This isn't what we want. And none of this is what we're after. It's definitely a cargo station. And we'll have to have a short one, because as you can see, nothing larger is going to fit. It really is not going to fit in anything larger than this. And if we put no building, I'm just thinking if we put no building, there's a way we could potentially do this. So this is going to be, these are going to be fairly short, I suppose, wagons, which is going to be a little bit annoying, I think, at the start. But if I do that, and then I configure this, and then I demolish that, and then now where is it going to be? Cargo shed. No, I mean, it looks good, but it doesn't do anything. That isn't it. A ramp? Would that actually... That connects up what I wanted it... Okay, that does what I wanted it to do in terms of connecting things up. In that case, can I actually just stick a very tiny... Well, that doesn't... It doesn't look right. Oh! Right, remember last video I was trying to say that I needed something that had a blank platform. I'm going to go and change this right now. I wanted blank platforms. These ones I can blank out. Why it zooms out to there, I have no idea. But these can all be changed. Every single one of these can be changed to, look at that, no, a totally empty platform. That's perfect. That's not where I want it. Okay. And then I feel like I already did that and I've not even realised, because on this side it is in that form. Perhaps if I do this, there we go. I could make this a lot shorter and have that plough through. So I could make this a lot shorter and then turn it off immediately going in this direction, because one of them is going to clearly go towards Alfred, and the other I could, I suppose, route towards Bentham. It's a possibility. Just alongside here. I don't see anything potentially wrong with that. In fact, that is something I'm going to do. And we do not need long trains for this, so no, do not do that. Configure and watch it zoom out like nobody's business. If I bring this back to just here, so we have two, so we've got two extremely long ones. Now these ones are the ones that are going to try and feed out towards this area. Then we've got two short ones. Now what we can do is, going forward, we could always increase this and make the short ones here. And then, so realistically, would this twist? I'll just make a track, just as curiosity. Yeah, we can get that to turn. We certainly can get that to turn. What kind of speed are we looking at? 20 miles per hour would do. Yeah, that's not bad. That is not too bad at all. Okay, that gives us some ideas here. Now, over on this side, we are going to have to break up that little area there, and we're going to be looking to get trains out of this. Although that being said, given that I suppose we could also use this if we needed to as additional lines for the other stuff, for the other construction materials plants. So now from here, I'm thinking we have probably a 10 mile per hour limit coming out of this, and we need to figure out how we're going to do the whole uphill section. Too much slope, too much slope, too much slope. Anywhere? Oh wait, I saw something. There's this, which is we're able to do something along these lines, which is not bad. That is not too bad at all. And then if we were able to continue up, pop out here, and then just route along here. It comes out on this side, where perhaps this is not the most ideal, but you know, it's a start. It's certainly a start. Okay, so if I were to get rid of this, and we'll work, I suppose let's get rid of that and that, and we'll work out this area shortly, and then do this. Is that, I mean, it's really steep, but despite it being that's horrible. Despite it being steep, it is possible. There we go. So that's managed to essentially match that uphill gradient, but obviously on a wider, in a much wider fashion. And then for this, we could pretty much have it come out over here. And that's not too bad. That is honestly not too bad. And we can always pick up the speed to about 30 for these shunters from this point. So let me actually make notes of that. 30 and 10. And just as a note here, 10. Okay. So from here, where do we need to go? If I just get rid of that and just correctly set it. So we need to go along here, along here. Now I'm thinking if we stick along this edge here, cross this junction, then do a sharp turn in, we should be okay. So that is what I'm going to try to do. So let's go there. We shall break this. I'm thinking we'll start with just connecting up one of the quarries. I think that's probably our best option. The other thing that I've got to also consider is, and I've only just thought about this, how am I going to get the trains here? How on earth do I get these trains to this area? So I'm not sure I'm able to. Here we go. We just follow this along. I shall break that and that. Go straight across here. And then immediately turn in. Might make this faster. Like so. Break that and then straight into this point here. That's not looking too bad, and what I'll do is I am obviously intending to connect up a second line. But how am I going to do this one? Because if that's one line, then ideally I probably want to see there's a second line. What the second line would do is at this point it would peel off in this direction. Perhaps just I guess I'd have to figure out how to get it into this quarry, which in and of itself is going to be an absolute nightmare. Because for example, if we had something here, how do we get it around? I don't think this one's going to be... Yeah, I'm not sure this one's going to be happening quite so easily. Although I'm curious how... it can be done. Again, it can be done. So it's not all a disaster. We could do it somehow. Just need to get that aim right. Right. So that's done. Let's stick with that for now. Let's go ahead and do our completion of some of these. Yes, we have moved the farmland. We have purchased the farmland off the people, and therefore the farmland has been reallocated. I'll probably have to do something here. We'll end up doing something along these lines. That is there, and then you just sort of no. Right, go away. You do what you're supposed to do. A little bit close, but it's fine. No. Why are you being such a pain? There, that's it. Now you see that wasn't too hard now, was it? There, like so. And then on this side, I'm not sure we could... I suppose we could fit a single farm in here. Look, about there you can have one farm. So I would probably do this. And then... no. That. And connect this up there. There's our single farm. On this side we can certainly have additional farms, so I'll just go ahead and get that all set up. We had to put some trees along this area. The reason I've opened up this area more than this side is because obviously we've got the second rail that will eventually go in. Should I leave it like that? Not quite, perhaps like that. And that connects there. We will have the additional farms there sorted out in a moment. We'll connect up this one. We shall connect up... wait, no, you go there and then turn in. Nope, thank you. We shall connect up that one and this one. Obviously, this is going to be a crossing. So that's absolutely fine. We can do that. You can now be connected down here. You can now be connected over here. And then you're all right all the way in there. Right, so we need to figure out how and what to do with these junctions. What if I made them dip lower down? How low can you go? See, it doesn't want to do that, so what if I made it... Okay, so what if I made it dip down in this fashion? I mean, it's a fairly steep dip, but we are going into a quarry, so I'm not exactly... Aha! That looks good. Okay. Uh-oh. Let's try this then. So if I have you dipping right the way down, it's pretty much as steep as you will go. Perhaps down to here, and then I connect you like that. It says collision. Can I not put a bridge in for you? No. Is it because this is perhaps just a smidge too close? How is that a collision? I'm confused. What about my zero height bridges? I do not see how that's colliding anymore. I see no way for it to collide. You're making the bridge in the wrong place. Are you going to have a collision? Apparently it is. Well, that's just... Okay, fine. If you want to be like that, then we are going to completely and utterly ignore that connection for this moment in time. Stupid zero height bridge. Zero height bridge off. There we go. Wait a minute, if I put a zero height bridge here, then I can make the road go underneath? Is that how this works? I'm not entirely sure if that is how this works. Just sort this out. Please. Thank you. I have no idea what's going on anymore. It's all looking a bit wonky, but that's okay for now. We shall deal with it when we deal with it. Right, let's get this part of this all completed correctly. So we've got a farm that probably wants to go. That's not correct. Like so. Let's connect up. That's like so. We'll keep this a little bit open again for that second line to come through if we wanted to come through. This is going to be a little bit closer on this side, but essentially I'd like to connect it up to there. Bring that along there. This area we're going to do something probably a little bit fancier, so I'm going to do that, and then that, and then let's have a look. I would like this to come down to about here, and from there let's just do that, then do that for that. I've actually used the wrong plants here. I was wondering why they looked a little different. There we go. That's better. Much better. Right. So we'll do that and that. That's actually looking fairly okay. I think that's looking fairly okay. Everything looks to be in order here. At least for now. And now all we've got to do is try and figure out how I'm going to get a train down here. How do I get a train down there? And then over here, it's not connected to anything else. So where on earth can I connect this to the network? Could I potentially run it along here and hook it up onto this track? Is that something I could do? And then from where would I have to do that? It would have to be from here, surely. So we've got to go up, across this and in. And then that's where I can run trains from Early. It's going to be a long run to be running along here, but that is how I would get trains in, as there is no depot currently in Berwick upon Tweed. I think that is worth an attempt. So where do I begin? Where do I begin this attempt? I'd like to begin the attempt perhaps just about here. No, not here. Here. No, that doesn't seem like a good place either. None of this seems like a good place to do this. What about the bridge? What if I made the bridge 4 lines and then hook them in and then split it? No. There must be a better way to do this. Let's not do that. Let's save the game and work it out from there. What the best way is going to be to do such a thing. Because this looks pretty. It doesn't look very difficult, but it looks like it could be fairly difficult to do. And that's the thing I'm a little bit concerned about, is that there is a possibility of this not working in the way I'd like it. See, I could run along here, but then the problem is that I'm running alongside a road as opposed to the railway, which isn't something I want to do. But I could run alongside here, have the... No, I cannot do that because the railway doesn't... Thank you, Autosave, for getting in the way. The railway doesn't get to the right point unless I peeled off from here. No. So the railway's not high enough at this point, is it? I mean, it could be. And you run it along here, and then cross over and join over here? Or split over here and then just jump across. Which, now looking at it, may seem like the more suitable route. This seems like the more suitable route. So I'm going to start with a 40 mile per hour route here, where if we run up here but then peel off, and we're essentially paralleling this, but we're very quickly going to balance that out. Very quickly we end up doing something along these lines. Again, I'll neaten this up as I figure it out. So I need to go that way. So we turn it like so. And then after we've turned, we then bring this down. Could I do that? So if I break this, there we go. Now we're down to ground level again. And we're sort of aiming in the right direction here. So we go across here. Like that. Oops. So across here like that. Let's break through this area. Straight across here. And then where we had this weird junction, we get rid of that. And just peel that in. And that would be how we get to... I mean, unfortunately, that is way too much of a curve. Otherwise, I would... In fact, is there... what kind of curve size do we need? That. Can I somehow manage it? And maybe I should just about figure this one out. Do that, and that, and that. It's not the neatest. Perhaps then do that, and then there. That's a little neater. Yeah, that's a little neater. We could do that. It's going to be a very slow corner, but it is a corner nonetheless. It'd be an interesting one to watch for people who like watching trains. That would be a very interesting one to watch. But I think we're in a good situation here. If I clean this up a little and redirect this like that instead, that's a much cleaner corner now. And then we end up going up over here. If we were to bring this closer, what would happen if I were to extend this instead? Bridge pillar collision. There, instead, like that. And then from, wait a minute, come up here, then peel off in this direction. That could work a little bit better still. Okay, that will work even better. So if we get rid of this in its entirety, that entire second bridge disappears. We then use this one, remove this, potentially that, and see how that connects up onto this, which it actually connects quite nicely. Yep, that sort of does what I wanted to do. I can then bring this back. Let's use the terrain tools to smooth this area out because, well, it is going to be a crossing, so we have to lift it so that the crossing you're able to cross. There we go. Then this area, we might have a tiny farm there. This area perhaps stops being farmland full stop. So this entire area is no longer farming at all. So we'll just put some trees and stuff here. That can still be a farm. And then that does go where we want it to go. So all we then have to do is figure out the connection. And I suppose, I do suppose we could, what on earth? There we go. I do suppose we very well could just have a single line here. And just have trains waiting. Though if a train's coming back and a train wants to go over, perhaps the single line is not the wisest of things to do. So let's do a double. Let's do a double line. Just I forgot about that. Come on, come on. There are points where you will accept this. You will accept the inevitable and accept that you can do this. And there is that point. Alright. Doesn't look the greatest, but we can always run down like so. We do have the opportunity of having a train pretty much this length and then bring it down into a single line. Therefore, the trains can wait. Essentially, if you have to wait, the train shall wait here. Similarly, when it goes onto the main line, your train must wait there. Now all I've got to do is get this to connect up the way I want it to, which is that. That is not looking too bad at all. Okay, I mean, it's taken me 40 minutes to figure this out, but we are now getting somewhere. Now all I need to do is try and finish off the rest of this. Parallel roads, yeah, give me that. By the way, off camera, I have gone ahead and done more of these farm building, laying out more of these roads or pathways. So just to give you a quick show here, all of this is now, all of these roads, all of these side areas and public rights of way are all done. So now it's just a matter of me filling in the middle. In fact, if I do get a chance, I should be able to do this entire area down to here. So all of that before the next video, and then after that I need to work on the Croydon area, as I said I would, then start working around the Batley area and then down. I have noticed that down here there is work that needs to be done. As you can see, that there are missing things. I never ever got round to it, so I'll have to do some work down there too. But at the moment, as we have been working on for this entire video, we are continuing to work on this. Okay, so how do I want to do this? This is going to be most likely just a straight line alongside here, along through here. There we go. Probably line that with trees if I really wanted to. Like that. And let's just go straight across here. Like that. And then I'll figure something out there in a moment. Will you happily join up? No. So I've got to figure out how you are going to be happy to join. Just get rid of you because you're going to go that way. Oops, parallel roads are on. And then do I just turn you off like this and then make a straight, let's make a straight track section here, connect that up here, and then go ahead and do the round part. That could work, right? It needs to be a little bit more straight track, and then round we go. This is going to be a fancy. There we go. Look at that. Look at that farm. It's a lovely little farm. In fact, all of these farms, once you start having abnormal shapes to the farms, that's when they really start, or taking shape really, which makes no sense, but no, it does make sense. If you have an abnormal shape, then it starts taking, well, an abnormal shape. But it's really where the farm starts looking more British, I think, because as I pointed out at some point, I think it was a couple of episodes ago, the farms in Britain, though you will get the square farms or the rectangular farms, some form of oblong, you do also get farms that are all wonky shapes because of, well, it could be because of railways, could be because of roads or public rights of way. It could be very well because of rivers and streams, or it could just be because of a tree line. And that is something I do like about farms in Britain, and it just gives them all these weird and wonderful shapes, which just when filled out, just look great. So you've got a bunch of square farms around, or all of these kind of shapes, and then every now and then you'll get a farm that wobbles a little, and that just really brings together the style, I think, in my opinion. Right. So all of that is done aside from this one, and you know what? This could actually be a valid farm right here. Let's make that a valid farm. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a farm there, that's for sure. Yeah, that's definitely for sure. Okay, now that we have that, I would like to... No, we're all right here. I would like to set up a route, even though we're probably nearing the end of this video. I would like to set up a route to figure out, well, first of all, let's figure out where exactly the goods are required. There's very few construction materials required, but it seems to be more towards this area. So let's push it in towards here, and I'll put it on the main road over here. So buildings, that, and there we go. Can we have the... oh, that doesn't work. Okay. Let's go ahead and do an unload there and there. So there's our truck unload stations. And then we've got our truck loading station over here. So let's go ahead and rename this to Berwick upon Tweed. I'm just going to call it Berwick, actually. Berwick Brickworks. There we go. That's Berwick Brickworks. Right. So now all I've got to do is create a line from here to here. I need to change the colour so I can see what it is. Let's make it a blue. It's a shame there isn't a brighter blue. I could do a bright green. A bright green line will be quite obvious, so we'll do that. And I will call this FRRD Berwick Bricks. There we go. There's our Berwick Bricks line. Awesome. Now what I need to do is I need to set up a new line from here to here. It seems to be fairly happy to run this. Actually, wait a minute. Can I push it all the way down to... oh, it's the same. Okay, fine. I can push it all the way to platform 2, and the reason I'm doing that is I'm not going to actually ever use platform 3. So we've got... oops, I didn't mean to do that. So this one is going to be FRRA Berwick. It's not really food process. It's Berwick Stone. Did you just call it Berwick Stone? I'll call it Berwick Stone 001 because it's going to be more than that. 001. And I need to colour this. Let's have it as a grey, perhaps a little hard to see. No, wait, that's even harder to see. Let's do a dark grey. There we go. So that is that line. Awesome. So that's all up and running and ready to go. All I now need to do is I'd like to take a screenshot because I think it's going to be the next video in which we actually establish or test this out and see if it all runs as we would want it to. Now I need to get a decent-ish shot here. So title there, that looks pretty okay. So we're going to start with I might use that for the thumbnail. And this is where I'm going to end this particular video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transport Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below with your thoughts, your ideas, and your suggestions as to what I should do. I think, personally, if you start having a look at where my tracks are, I think it's really starting to... I do think it's starting to take shape. The tracks are are doing what I would expect them to do, and moving around in and being built in a manner that I would expect them to be. I think it's just going to get more and more complicated, just as I'd like. But also, just to point out that we do have 1, 2. Alfred's not connected, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 towns out of how many here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 12 towns out of 26 are now connected to the rail network for passengers. Now, actually, did I even? Yes, I did count New Romney. Now, I can very quickly add towns 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17, meaning that our passenger network is very quickly coming up to the point where all the towns will be connected. In fact, I'm planning that within the next 4 or 5 videos, we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more towns connected up, and then all that's left then are these towns here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 towns, which is pretty good. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon at www.patreon.com/ECGadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. It will really help me out and enable me to create more and more of these videos and spend more time on these, and get better equipment and make faster videos and improve graphical quality, etc., to try and get the best sort of quality and video content for you guys. Also, if you want to do so, you can follow me on social media at ECGadgetLP for both Twitter and Instagram. And in the next video, we're going to test this route of ours, and potentially, once we've got this up and running in Berwick, we'll try and connect it up to Alfred. We might even then look at trying to get a passenger line doing something funny, maybe using this freight line in some fashion to maybe peel off in this direction and then go off over to Alfred, like so. We may do some interesting things, I think, which is going to look pretty nice in this area, to connect up Alfred to the network. And then after that, we've got Down and Market, Shepton Mallet, still trying to figure out how I'm going to do that, but Down and Market, Ollerton and Croydon, 3 that really will be fairly easy to start connecting up, particularly Down and Market and Croydon, and then from there Batsley's going to be a doddle as well. And then I've got some additional decisions to make, but I still have to make all the farmland in this area. It's just a shame that it takes so long. I mean, this will probably take me, all of this farmland will probably take me another 10 to 12 hours of work on this map just to get that farmland. So it's not much, it's not time that I often have available to me. But anyway, thank you very much for watching once again, and I'll see you next time in Transport Fever 2, the UK modded series.